my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Akita. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood I never seen. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed.
What is up, Karma Nation? I hope you enjoyed that brand new intro. Just put that together today. It's a whole lot better than that 30-second random starry background thing that we've been using the past couple of shows. What do you guys think about it? What do you think about the intro? That's the first time these guys have seen it.
I got super hyped.
Fired up.
That was awesome. Good job, Travis.
Run through a wall.
It'd be funny if we had like that, just a picture, just him just running literally through the wall. But this is Ball Don't Lie, which is our college basketball betting show we do every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. As you saw on the intro video, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel because that is how you get every single podcast, video, live stream that we drop across everything sports betting, all the leagues, all the sports, and fantasy sports as well. We do have We Beat the Spread, Dead Press Picks, and Slaying the Bookie here. The handles are under their faces. Make sure you're following them on Twitter. Just to go over some few quick housekeeping things. As you see on the site, we do have one of our many new free, 100% free to use college basketball betting tools. This is the odds comparison. You can actually have this pulled up on your desktop while you're watching the stream on your smart device. And when somebody says a certain play, just see which of the U.S. regulated books that we're partnered with are on the site, which one pays you the most. And then, simple as that. Get the best bang for your buck. We do have a few contests going on as well. One is Locks Tomorrow. We're in a college football, College Bowl Mania group on ESPN that betkarma.com is hosting. You can find the link to that on our Twitter account, which is bet_karma. It's just a free to join thing. You pick the spread either way across all of the bowl games. Whoever has the best overall cumulative score gets $250. It's very easy peasy, free to enter. And then, of course, our big contest we draw for in about a week and a half. We're giving one of you guys an all-expense-paid trip to an NFL game of your choice. All you have to do is go to thekarmacontest.com to see all the rules are there to get your entry. Thekarmacontest.com. You get to choose, too. So if some people have been asking us, like, well, which game is it? Like, I want to make sure it's a game I want to go to. If you win, you pick the game. I prefer that you don't pick something like in the crazy snow because I might be attending to, and I don't want to be in the snow. So that being said, let's get right to it. Let's start with the recapping Tuesday's plays. Any of you can go first. Who wants to do the recap for Tuesday?
Ben's got to go first.
I'll go first.
Ben always goes first.
Ben always goes first.
We did go 2-0. Let's go. I think now we are 12-9 since the first show. Me personally, I've been tracking 12-9 now with that 2-0. Texas Southern, that was my max play personally. I think I said max play on the show too. They cashed. They look good. Alabama and Memphis did go over 154.5. Shout out Dead because he called Memphis. That was a great play, and it did get the over. So we are happy there 2-0.
All right, boys. I gave us 3 on that episode because I was feeling nice that day. So Memphis did hit. They actually won that thing outright, so that was pretty cool. VMI, they almost won outright. All right, that was
insane.
But they did cover the 14, and then my one loser was that one wasn't even close. South Carolina State first half, they lost 60-27. So
what was that? Upstate?
Upstate.
Yeah, USC Upstate.
Yeah, I thought they were a lot better than they were. But yeah, I mean, they got the living hell beat out of them. But ultimately 2-1, so we moved. Shout out Russ Betts. Chris, how'd you do?
I went 1-1. One of my plays was Texas Tech, and kind of called it. You know, they have Gonzaga on deck. So you know they kind of let up the back door in the second half. They played well first half. They covered the first half. I even said, you know, first half is a good bet as well. But I ended up taking full game. They looked good, but then they ended up just you know, letting off the gas there. And then another one was Monmouth. Monmouth. It was an easy no brainer. Better team. They covered like 15 straight so far, I think.
11 and 0. ATS
okay.
now.
11 and 0. No, I think it's like 15 and 0.
Maybe dating back to last season.
Yeah, I got to double check.
Season, yeah.
And then I also gave out Illinois Chicago against DePaul as my dog of the day. They ended up covering that plus 10. And then a Memphis lean with an over. We're counting leans too, right?
Wait,
we count. We count leans.
Yeah, we count leans, boys. If they hit.
You count leans. Shout out Russ.
No, man. Overall, did 1-1 today. So 1-1 last time. So looking to scoop it today for you guys.
All right. So before we get to the first bet for today's what Ded refers to as a crappy slate, before we get to that first bet, I do want to make sure that you guys know that because this is live, or it is live for a reason. So it's live so you guys can ask questions as we go along the show. So if you have a question about a particular matchup or a bet these guys are talking about, or you have a question about something they're not talking about, you just want insight on, drop it in the chat. It is that easy. You drop it, we read it, we go over it, and then we continue on. So if you have a question, now is the time. We're also going to do something we haven't done on the show before. A vast majority of the viewers on the show come, of course, from Twitter. So if we can actually get 100 retweets on this podcast, not quote tweets, 100 retweets.
100.
We'll give away $100. We'll give away $100 on the show before it ends. 100 retweets, $100
to everybody that retweets.
Not everybody.
Everybody. Everybody gets $100, boys. You heard it. Retweet right now.
Just retweet $100.
Okay, so for the record, Slam said that out loud, so that you can't say something on a live stream unless you committed to it. So Slam is going to give everybody $100 if it gets 100 retweets. You heard it here first. This guy,
we bet this spread.
Slam the bookie on Twitter. This guy invested in Bitcoin back in 2007, so he's got the money to pay it. Ded, let's start with you first. What are you targeting here for your crappy slate?
Oh yeah, boys. It was a lot of digging today, but as usual, I cooked up a gem for the boys. So I'm gonna look at this Duke App State game. Duke right now, it's probably the only game of the day that's you won't see some awful basketball in at some point.
Square.
Yeah, taking Duke on the money line. But I'm going with I'm gonna go with Duke's team total, boys. Okay, but I'm gonna go with their team total under. They normally go pretty not pretty far over this number, but they average about 85 a game. So their team total is currently. Let me check my Bet Karma tool app here because there's so many different books, but. What I'm going to go with for the sake of the show, I have 80 right now. So I'm going to go under 80, 80 and a half, maybe if you can find that. If it's 79 and a half, I still think you're okay. So Duke, like I said, they average over this number to this point in the season. They're averaging 85, about 85 and a half. But App State plays super slow, and App State only allows 58 a game. So they're a good defense. And I think the pace of this game, Duke's is going to not have enough possessions to go over that 80 number. Now they could shoot the lights out from three and they could storm over this, but I'm going to take a shot on the under, and I don't think the game will be super close, so I don't think you'll see a ton of fouls at the end to add late points. I did this yesterday. I had Howard under against Georgetown. They scored like 30 points in the first 10 minutes and still went under. To get to 80 or 80 plus in a college basketball game, you only need like a 5-minute drought in the involved there, 5 to 7 minute drought. I think we'll get it. App State's pace will really support this. And like I said, they're only giving up 58 per game right now. They defend the 3-point line well. So I like Duke's team total under 80 in this spot tonight.
All right.
Cool, man. 80. I also I do like the under a full game in that spot.
Now this guy's stealing my plays.
No, I'm with you. I mean, it's a lean. But yeah, man, you kind of said it there, man. App State plays at a very slow tempo. They defended three pretty well, and like Duke likes to shoot threes and stuff. So I think it'll be a nice slow paced defensive game. first half under might be a better bet. But yeah, I like that.
So on top of him giving $100 if we hit to every single person that retweets this,
Every
we have 100 retweets. He's also doing a max lock of the century on the full game Duke under, as you just heard that right there. So Ben, let's go to you next. What are you targeting here?
All right, I'm gonna need you guys to really bear with me on this one. I already know.
That makes me feel like there's like a Power
back.
5 team coming out of his mouth.
No. I can already see the comments coming from like miles away.
There we go,
this team.
boys.
All right, Alcorn State plus 15.5. They are playing a Tulsa team today, and I get it. They're 1-8. But we bet on Texas Southern. They were 1-7. They got the win done. So it's not always about, just what's on the face of the record, because they're 1-8 straight up, but they're 8-1 against the spread. They have played every game on the road. The only game they didn't cover was against Tulane. That was kind of a blowout, but I mean, that's the only game they haven't covered this year. They're 8-1 against the spread. Tulsa they haven't beaten any team by more than 14 this year. So, I mean, it's a big spread. Alcorn State's not a great team, but I mean, they haven't covered anything crazy this year. Haven't beaten a team by 14. So I got to think Alcorn State can at least show some life in this one. There is a certain angle I do kind of like in this one, and that is that Tulsa plays Colorado State, unbeaten Colorado State. They are 10-0. They play them on Saturday, so in just 2 days. So this is a possible kind of look ahead spot, kind of like how Chris was saying with Texas Tech. Could be kind of the same thing here today with Tulsa. Colorado State's a big look ahead spot for me because they're unbeaten. So they got a target on their head right now for teams playing them. So Tulsa's 1-5 against the spread this year against losing teams. So I don't know. I'm just not super confident in a Tulsa team that hasn't gotten any real big blowouts. They lost actually some cupcakes this year. They lost to Northwestern State. They lost to Air Force. They didn't cover against Northwestern State or Little Rock, who are cupcakes, as Ded likes to put it. So we will be going Alcorn State plus 15.5. I already know. I can see the comments from a mile away. Alcorn State sucks, but they'll cover today. They will lose by like maybe 10-12.
So this is your max?
Is it? Yeah.
No, this is not the max. This is not the max.
Okay.
Just making sure.
So
Man,
$50,000 on it. Got it.
Alcorn State's, I was like looking at them when you were talking about them, their leading scorer averages 7 points.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I already know I'm going to get comments.
Is Tulsa off a loss?
Is this a bounce back spot for Tulsa?
Tulsa is off a win. No, they beat Southern Illinois last. But they played some cupcakes, man. They haven't been blowing them out by any means. I mean, they won by 7 against Northwestern State. I mean, that's literally one of the worst teams in the entire nation.
Yeah.
Argument for Alcorn
and
State.
And Tulsa
there,
doesn't
too.
really have a good defense as well. I mean, they play at a slow tempo.
No.
They're super slow.
They give
They're
up
not known for defense.
They give up 55% field goal percentage. So
I mean, Alcorn sucks at offense.
yeah,
so
but
I don't know. You got one team that sucks at defense and one team that sucks at offense. So
it'll be a
2-0 game.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
Just
see.
another,
I think Alcorn State keeps this one.
Another plug to the Bet Karma tool. So if you see, I got highlighted there the Tulsa Alcorn State matchup. So if you are going to go to what Ben just said with the plus 15.5, you can see that there's only one book that has highlighted orange. The orange highlight means that is the best possible payout, the best possible stat scenario. So you see FanDuel Sportsbook has two or three sportsbooks have 15.5, but they have the best payout or the least juice, if you will. So that's another little minor plug there. Let's go to let's do Slam here for his first one. What do you got?
All right, it's about time.
Also,
all right, boys,
before we get into your
what
play,
happened?
I do want to mention that we're at 23 out of 100 right now. So keep the retweets coming. If you want a chance to win $100, we're at 23. We need a whole lot more. We only got a few more bets here. So slam that button. Slam what you got.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We're gonna go to I feel like the best game of the night here.
You mean Alcorn
UT
State and
Arlington
Tulsa?
versus
Wasn't
Oral
the
Roberts.
best game of the night?
Hold on, I can't hear y'all. Can you?
No,
guys hear me?
I said, do you mean that the Alcorn State Tulsa matchup wasn't the best game of the night?
Oh,
Clearly, it is.
that's the second best game of the night.
All right,
For
go
sure.
ahead.
All right, man. UT Arlington versus Oral Roberts. Line sitting at -7. Oral Roberts. They are playing at home here. Looking at their schedule here, the past 3 games they played away. They went 1-2 on that road trip. Now they're back home against a UT Arlington team that isn't good on offense, man. These guys can't score. They can't put it in the basket here. Oral Roberts is off a loss here against Missouri State. They lost 69-60. I like them at home here in the spot. They play better at home. I think they're 4-1 at home this season. And again, Oral Roberts hasn't really looked impressive. So I kind of like him in a bounce back spot here, and I think they get right back on track against a UT Arlington team that isn't good at offense, and they're average on defense. But I like the lineup here for Oral Roberts as well. I mean, they play at a semi fast pace, 71 in the nation and pace. But yeah, I'm laying the -7 Oral Roberts at home, and that's my first pick of the day.
All right, let's move on to Dead. What you got for your next one here for today? Are you doing 2? Or are you getting crazy again like Tuesday, and you guys are gonna be dropping 3 on me? Throw me for a loop.
Should we just do the whole slate?
The whole slate.
pick every game.
11-0. 11-0.
Slate is
Parlay it all, max
Dude,
play,
slate is
everything,
terrible.
man.
Yeah, I can't find enough.
I got a second play. You want me to go?
Did you have a
Well,
second
who's
one?
next?
Oh yeah.
No.
I could
Go
go.
ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So I was looking to see what play I was going with. So I'm gonna go with Drake and Jacksonville State here, boys, on the under. It's currently, I have it here, 126.5. It's just statistically they line up pretty similar. Points against, points for, but I think that Drake will be able to control tempo in this game. I don't see Jacksonville State scoring a ton of points in this spot. They average both teams average about 68 a game against, but Jacksonville State only scores 56 a game. So this is a game where they might not even get into the 50s. I could see them scoring less than 50 points here. So I like Drake to keep this thing under. As far as the spread's concerned, it's at that 16.5. I do think Drake covers this game, but I think a under bet here is much safer. So I'm going to go with under Jacksonville State and Drake tonight.
All right, Ben, you got a second one ready for us?
Yes, I do. This is the max play here. This is the 2-unit max play. And we're going, someone actually commented, did we cover Charleston yet? I am doing this now, but I am going with the first half Charleston -2.5. It was at 3, I saw, but it's moved down a half point, which favors us only more. I still like it. Charleston has been an impressive road team so far this year for me. They're 3-1 ATS on the road. Their lone loss was against their lone cover loss, I should say, was against Oklahoma State, who's a solid team. And they've been road dogs in all 4 of those. They won 2 of them outright. And then they took Furman into overtime. So they won 2 outright. They took 1 overtime, and then they lost to Oklahoma State. That's a pretty impressive road resume to me. And I have this chart that my friend actually made for me, and it shows first half against second half. And it shows that Charleston is 94th in scoring in the first half. And then they go all the way to 202nd in the second half. And then you compare that to Stetson, who is literally bottom 5 in D1. They're 353rd in first half scoring, and they're 112th in second half. So, I mean, 2 completely just opposite teams where one likes to come out hot, the other one likes to come back late in the second. That's the style of play that these teams are playing, and I don't see it going any differently today. Stetson has not covered a first half this year. They're 0-7 against the spread first half this year. And you combine that with the fact that Charleston is a predominant first half team. They're number 1 in pace in the country. They average 77 combined possessions per game, and that only favors the first half because usually you can come out of the half with adjustments and stuff. So I mean, every single thing in my mind is pointing to Charleston first half here. I can't fade this right now. I gotta expect Stetson to go 0-8 in the first half spread, and so we are taking Charleston first half -2.5, -110.
Max play.
Max
I need to
play.
get some like alert thing to pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
Like fireworks.
With alarms.
Yeah. All right, Slam. What are you locking in for your second one?
Hey guys, I said full game Oral Roberts last pick. I'm gonna switch it to first half Oral Roberts. I just like them in the first half. better.
Okay.
Switching my picks here. So I said first half or Roberts, but I'm switching it to first half minus the 4.5. I'm seeing at most books right now. Love him in the first half, but let's jump right into my second pick. We're going to the last game of the slate here. Dartmouth versus Stanford. Stanford laying minus 7.5, or not minus 7.5, minus 14.5, right? And Stanford is off a win here. I look at this schedule, and Stanford is off a good win against Oregon, and Oregon hasn't really been too impressive this year. But now they get Dartmouth, right? Here at home. But if you look at their schedule, they have Texas on deck, right? I know they're laying double digits here. Dartmouth is not very good, right? But it is their first game of a 3-game road trip on the West Coast here. Both these teams really play at a very slow tempo. I think Stanford has a little letdown spot here, maybe look ahead spot. And I think Dartmouth kind of either covers or play really well defense to get this under. But my pick, I'm going with the under 131.5 or 130. 131.5. Also lean Dartmouth here and at plus 14. I think, like I said, with my pick against Texas Tech, like they had Gonzaga on deck and they kind of let up a backdoor in the second half. And I see a similar situation here. But what worries me is Dartmouth is not very good, right? Stanford should win this game, but will they cover? I mean, I don't know. But I think the underplay is a safe bet here. Both these teams play at a very slow tempo. Dartmouth can't really score. Stanford's pretty average. Stanford off a win against Oregon. Could see a letdown spot. Could see a look ahead spot against Texas. But yeah, that's my pick. The under 131.
All right, now just gonna go ahead and go back to the odds comparison here. So something that I don't think I have addressed yet is when you go to what you just said, 131.5 under. So you have the Stanford Dartmouth right here on the odds comparison tool, which is, like I said, 100% free to use on betkarma.com. Not only does it highlight the best possible option, but when you click on it, it takes you directly to the book. So if you don't have a FanDuel Sportsbook account, you come over here, you're like, well, it's highlighted orange. These aren't. So this is the best possible payout. You click on that. It sends you right to the book where you can go ahead and lock that in before the lines change. And if you don't have an account yet and you click on that, you also get that $1,000 free play bonus as well. But I do have a question. I guess we can, if anybody has any insight on this, it's not really team specific or game specific, but we do have Josh on Twitter saying that there's a huge weekend of hoops coming. Is there any look ahead, because this is the last one of the week, is there any look ahead spots you have for the big Saturday slate?
Yeah. Kind of what I covered. I mentioned this with my first play, Alcorn State. Tulsa does have a pretty big game against undefeated Colorado State on Saturday. That's probably the biggest look-ahead spot I could see. There aren't too many other ones. Duke does play. I know they play Saturday. Who do they play? Loyola Maryland. Not really a look-ahead spot on that one. I doubt they're worried about them. But I'd say the biggest look-ahead spot for me is definitely that Tulsa with Colorado State coming up on Saturday, because like I said, Colorado State, they're 10-0. They got that target on their head. I think they're definitely going to be maybe focused on that one. So,
anybody else any look aheads? Go ahead.
I mean, I think a cool game to hop into would be that Gonzaga Texas Tech game, because not only
don't do it, Dad. Don't fade them. What's the line? What's the line, anyways?
Gonzaga is minus 38.5.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. They're playing. I don't know. I don't know if there is one yet. Can we see it on the Bet Karma tool?
That far ahead? Let me check.
Does it work?
Yeah,
I don't see a line yet either.
2 days ahead. It's kind of hard. Usually, there's not.
I would say Texas Tech is like a solid plus.
It's at Tech, right?
No, it's neutral.
Well, it's gonna
Tech
be
is for sure. Tech is for sure gonna be double-digit dogs.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like plus 10.
Really, 10? I was gonna say it's gonna be closer to like 15.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be bad. But no matter what it is, take Gonzaga, because they're gonna be at the living hell. And there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons for taking Gonzaga here. One is they're coming off, a couple of losses against ranked opponents. And, now people are sleeping on them a little bit. They lost to Duke. They lost to Bama. And they're going to get a chance to just beat the hell out of Texas Tech. I don't think Tech will be able to score, with them by any means, even though, like I said, on paper, Tech does score a decent amount of points because they played, some poor teams. So I really do think Gonzaga wins this game by 15 to 20 points. But again, we don't have that spread available to us yet because this game's Saturday. But like we said, this is our last show of the week. And there's a lot of really good games this weekend because this week of college basketball, we didn't see a lot of ranked versus ranked teams. But I think that'll be one of the best matchups of the weekend on paper, although I do think Gonzaga blows them out here.
Memphis is another interesting one because they obviously just had that huge win over Bama. They are now playing Tennessee on a neutral court on Saturday. I think that's going to be a really interesting game. I do think Memphis, there is no line, but it looks like a predicted line is going to be around 5 points for Memphis. Memphis +5, I mean. I would take that for sure. If we can get points in this spot, I think they are definitely the better team. They have the better offense. They play at a good pace. And the reason Dead took USC Upstate, they don't really have shooters. I mean, they put up almost 100 on USC Upstate. But I mean, I think Memphis just is the better overall offense. And simply put, if you can get points on Memphis, I think that's a good spot for a neutral court game on Saturday. So especially after that big win.
One other game tomorrow too. Nova versus Creighton, some Big East action here. That'll be a really good one. Creighton's currently +6. I think Nova first half being at like 3 or 2.5. They're coming off of a pretty embarrassing loss against
loss.
They didn't come in the first half against Syracuse either. So I think they're due to come out hot in a game. I don't think Creighton's very good. I know they're 8-3, but I think there's a pretty big difference of talent between the two. So I'll back Nova there on the first half tomorrow night.
Something I was going to say is that I know this, like we've already addressed a few times just recently. This is the last show of the week, but maybe because it's the holiday season, I'll put a tweet together on Bet Karma before any games on the slate lock on Saturday, just recapping what they just said, their plays, or just keeping in touch with them and seeing if they change anything once the lines are solidified. And so keep your peepers popped Saturday morning / early afternoon, whenever before the first ones kick off. We'll have a tweet out with their favorite plays for that, because it's the holidays, guys. Because it's the holidays, and that's the kind of things we do here at Bet Karma.
Cue the Christmas music.
Yep.
I was waiting for you to start doing some karaoke here, man. All right.
Get Mariah Carey up in here.
All right. As we do every single pod, even though this slate is non-favorable, what is the craziest underdog play that you're looking at for today?
Dog of the day.
Incarnate Ward.
Dog of the
they already
day.
played.
Are you serious? That was a joke, right, Ben?
Yeah, it was a joke because Incarnate Ward lost by like 30 already. So they're not the dog of the day.
The real dog of the day. The real dog of the day, before anyone steals it from me, because I know Ben's like chops to say Alcorn State. It's Alcorn State, baby.
No, that's my play. That's mine.
They're winning it outright because their top scorer this year is averaging 7 points. They're so due to score more than 7 points. All right, this guy leads him in like every statistical category. Laynell Henry, all right? He's a senior from Chicago. Big center here, boys, 6'8", 215. He's going to be doing work on the block tonight. Alcorn State wins this thing outright. That is my big-time dog of the day. What you guys got?
You have to get his jersey if he wins, or if Alcorn State wins money line.
I wonder if that's available.
You have to order his jersey.
You don't think
next one?
You don't think Appalachian State has a chance against Duke today?
No shot.
Okay, well, I don't know if this one counts.
If they get killed,
my dog of the day, I don't know if you necessarily. This might be too short of a dog, but Chicago State. They're only plus 130, so I don't know. It doesn't really count.
Aren't they like technically the better team?
Well, I don't know about better, but at least they've shown that they can beat D1.
I guess on
opponents.
paper they're better.
IUPUI doesn't have a win against a D1. IUPUI doesn't have a win against a D1 team yet, and they have like the worst ranked offense in all of D1. They can't score. Chicago State also has kind of a bad offense, but I mean, They beat Tennessee State, SIU, ED, Edwardville, St. Thomas. Shout out Minnesota. But I don't know. I'm going to take a team that I've at least seen win 3 D1 games this year, getting points against a team that hasn't even shown that they can beat a D1 opponent. It's kind of like Mississippi Valley State. It's like, just fade them until they show you something, in my opinion. So I'd say they're a pretty good dog spot, plus 130.
All right, so Ded's we got an 800 underdog, Alcorn State. We got a 130 underdog, Chicago State. Slam, take us home.
I'm gonna have to go back to my last, my second pick here. I'm going with Dartmouth right here. What's the money line?
We got 750 on
that. 750. I like them. You take them plus the points here. Money line.
We don't take points here. Only money line.
Dog of the day. Okay, yeah, take them the money line.
Dog of the day.
Take them the money line, I guess. I like him, especially being the first game of their road trip on the West Coast. I think they'll come out hot. And the Stanford teams, like I said, they're off a win, and they have Texas on deck. To them, they probably think like this is going to be like an easy game. We're going to cruise through it, and then they show up and bucket fall, and they start falling apart, and Dartmouth covers and wins.
All right. Well, that about wraps up this episode of Ball Don't Lie. Make sure you guys are tuning in next week. Monday. That was a brick, by the way. Slam just shot a shot. It was a brick. I saw it. Didn't even land.
It was like Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Last night.
That's why Russell the game winner, basically. From the corner, right?
Before he sinks the game winner. Air ball to game winner.
But yeah, if this is your first time tuning in, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, every single week, 3:30 p.m., unless one of those days fall on a holiday. Maybe even sometimes then, who knows? But make sure you guys are following the channel or following the YouTube channel, subscribe to that, and then also follow this Twitter account as well at bet_karma, because I will be posting that tweet I mentioned earlier where we get everybody's favorite plays on that juicy Saturday slate. I don't think we hit 100 retweets, so Slam does not have to pay everybody $100.
Come on, guys.
All that money. But we'll try again on Monday. We'll try again every day till we hit it. That's what we'll do. But yep. I'll see you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And that's all I got. Should we fade out with that awesome intro? Should we end it with that intro?
Yeah.
Because the intro is just so good. It's just
intro out.
Good. I need to do it. Yeah. I won't do it now, but I'll make an outro. All right. I'll stop talking.